Sadhgurunath Maharaj Ki Jai, and welcome to Jagadambi Reads the Holy Books of India, Mahabharata539. As you may remember, Vyasa wanted to tell Yudhishthira about his grandfather. Brihaspati was his tutor in political science. Ganga, the favorite of the gods, is his dear mother. They took so much trouble to make the son of Ganga well-versed in all that a king should know. Shukra, the guru of the gods and the asuras, taught him the rules of conduct. Bhargava was his tutor in archery. The Vedas and the Vedangas were taught to him by Vasishta. As for his knowledge of renunciation, Markandeya taught him that. Devavrata knows the secret beyond the veil of death. It will be your good fortune if you can hear the great Bhishma talk on these things. He will be happy to tell you. Nothing will please a teacher so much as a willing and humble disciple. Go now to that great man and ask him. Go to Bhishma, who has been spending his days on a bed of arrows. Yudhishthira said, "My lord, how can I go and stand in the presence of that great man? I am the cause of the destruction of my cousins. Having committed such a sin, how can I have the courage to enter his presence?" Krishna said, "Do not be so sensitive about what happened. Yudhishthira, it is known to all that fate was responsible for this and not you. Go to Bhishma, listen to the words of Vyasa. It is for the good of the kingdom which you are to rule for many years more. Bhishma is a great man. He knew the future of the Kauravas. Do not have any doubts about it. Listen to Vyasa." Taking the advice of all of them, Yudhishthira decided to go to his grandfather for instruction on how to rule the kingdom. Chapter 9, the crowning of Yudhishthira. The month was over. They could now go back to Hastinapura. The mind of Yudhishthira had realized peace. He was not unhappy anymore. The days and nights he had spent with the wise rishis had given him shanti, peace, which he had been longing for all these years. He now understood the true value of things. His mind was cured of the fever unrest, and he was happy. A sensitive man like Yudhishthira could not reconcile himself to ruling the kingdom which he had won after wading through a river of blood, the blood of his cousins. It was only after the comforting company of the great rishis that he realized his real position. He was happy now. He was almost looking forward to taking up the duties of a ruler. Yudhishthira wanted to fit himself for this role. The suggestion of Vyasa appealed to him. He decided to leave for Hastinapura. They all set out for the capital city, with the old king Dhritarashtra in the lead. They began their journey to the city. It was a magnificent procession. The city was reached very soon. The people saw the new king, Yudhishthira, in a chariot drawn by 16 white bullocks. Bhima was holding the reins in his hands. Arjuna was holding the white umbrella over his head. Nakula and Sahadeva were holding the charamars on either side of the king. It was a splendid spectacle. The people had had time to forget their recent woe. A month had gone by. They were happy to welcome the king to Hastinapura. In a chariot following that of King Yudhishthira was seated Yuyutsu, the only surviving son of Dhritarashtra. This was followed by the chariot of Krishna, who had Satyaki with him. The women of the royal household were carried in palanquins carried by bearers. There was a grand and impressive procession of horses and many elephants and footmen. It was a happy day for everyone. Sadhgurunath Maharaj Ki Jai. Thank you for coming. I hope you come again.